Once a
Tonight,
once a good evening to everyone that tune into my channel. If you're not a subscriber to my channel, please hit the subscribing button and subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification button so you can be notified when I post a video. Now, I like to keep my people them up to date, you know. Other than with the news them where come out of Jamaica, with the artists them and all the extra stuff where come out of Jamaica. Also, me like to keep the people them up to date with what go on in the American country. Cause me know say as well, some of you they are Jamaican, we tune into JAMAICAN3CASH. So bless up on a bumbuckle self. Me know say, no for uno watch news, some of uno no watch news. You get to me, I say, because uno get yourself wrapped up into the Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook and all them things there and get wrapped up in other things. So uno don't even, you know, acknowledge what really are going around the world. So, this news clip that I have right here is NBC Nightly News. If you want to go check out NBC Nightly News, make sure you go to YouTube, or you can just go on Google and Google it and it will pop up for you. Alright, if you need to know what's going on in the world, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of things that's going on around the world, you know, people, that a lot of us, we don't pay attention to. You get to me, I say? So, as uno can know, say, them a try to impeach Donald Trump so him can get the fuck out of the White House because we tired of him blood clot in there. You get to me and say, so make we watch the nightly news, you know, people, and see what going around the world. Bless upon yourself and thank you again.
growing calls for President Trump's removal after he incited the assault on the Capitol that left 4 dead. Top Democrats demanding Vice President Pence invoke the 25th Amendment to remove the president from office after one of the darkest days in American history. A wave of resignations in his inner circle. The first cabinet member stepping down tonight. The president finally agreeing to an orderly transition of power, but could Democrats impeach him again? Inside the siege, new images and new first-hand accounts. The congressman holding a colleague's hand as violent Trump supporters storm the heart of our democracy. The search for the rioters, authorities asking for the public's help. Dozens now charged, and what we've learned about this man putting his feet on a desk in Nancy Pelosi's office. Capitol Police under fire for the massive breach. President-elect Biden's strong words condemning the mob that tried to subvert his victory as domestic terrorists. And our NBC News investigation into the dark web fueling this rise of extremism in America. Were warnings missed?
So people, make sure to keep your mind open, keep your intelligence open, and pay attention, all right?
This is NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt.
Good evening, everyone. We woke up to a different country today, one that can no longer easily turn its back to the poison that has seeped from the Oval Office, nor the radicalization it fomented that exploded in fury in that stomach-turning assault on the U.S. Capitol and on our Congress yesterday. And now the fallout, resignations from the president's inner circle, loyalties tested, his public voice virtually silenced by social media companies, and somber discussions, frankly, none of us could have imagined in the waning days of any presidency. Calls for Donald Trump's immediate removal from office. Kristen Welker begins our reporting.
Oh, you mean?
Tonight, President Trump huddled behind closed doors as a cascade of administration officials say they've had enough, including his special envoy to Northern Ireland, former Chief of Staff Mick Mulvaney.
I can't stay here. Not after yesterday. You can't look at that yesterday and think I want to be a part of that in any way, shape, or form.
Now, the first cabinet member has resigned, Transportation Secretary Elaine Chao, all of it following the overnight departure of the First Lady's Chief of Staff and the Deputy National Security Advisor. And then there's the condemnation from one-time allies, including former Attorney General Bill Barr, blasting the president's conduct as a betrayal of his office and supporters, and from Senator Lindsey Graham.
All I can say is count me out. Enough is enough. I've tried to be helpful.
This morning, hours after praising the rioters who ransacked the Capitol, a shift in tone from the president, who released a statement through a spokesperson with Twitter and Facebook suspending his accounts. The president saying, quote, even though I totally disagree with the...
Well on the people, when you walk on the Twitter and all them suspend him account to bumbo clad. They're supposed to hold ya. In going to be just like a normal bumbo wall out there. Look people. Anytime him come out of the office, him a got blood clot prison. Anytime him come out of the blood clot office to bumbo ras clot, who the fuck why know him? He can't go be no president, no blood clot way. Because them a make it them business to make sure say him no blood clot try to be no president or try to come back to be a president ever in history ever again. So them a try fuck him. So me could finish and say what them a say.
The outcome of the election. Nevertheless, there will be an orderly transition on January 20th. But even with just days left in President Trump's term, top Democrats tonight are saying that's not enough, demanding he be removed from office now through the 25th Amendment.
If the Vice President and Cabinet do not act, the Congress may be prepared to move forward with impeachment.
One Republican joining in.
The president is unmoored from reality and from his oath.
President-elect Joe Biden.
He unleashed
him to blood clot racist. And that's a problem on the people when they involved around in bomber clot to blood clot racist. And that's a problem with the pussy clot world. Too much bomber clot devil. I run around this blood clot. Anytime he come out of that straight a blood clot prison him a go. Fuck them, impeach. Out that door they want him to go in a blood clot cool. Fucking germs. You know me no blood clot since India do a bag of blood clot fuckery. Just like T.I. said somebody unlock the bomber clot door them. Just like T.I. said. You hear me? When you go watch a video.
An all-out assault on our institutions of our democracy from the outset. And yesterday was but the culmination of that unrelenting attack.
Tonight, the president tweeting out this video.
To those who engaged in the acts of violence and destruction, you do not represent our country.
Move your bomber clot pussy hole. Cause you depend tweet and a tweet bomber hole and a tweet your whole heap of fuckery. And I tell the people them with a blood clot don't wanna let your secret blood clot sitting them. Hey boy, go ahead. Pussy hole, nobody now listen to you. I run them for run you up out of that blood clot. And put your clothes in some scandal bag and throw them out the door. Your bomber clot, your pussy hole is a disgrace to you, the American people them. Your bomber hole, you.
A new administration will be inaugurated on January 20th. My focus now turns to ensuring a smooth, orderly, and seamless transition of power.
Now, sources tell NBC News there have been informal conversations at the staff level here about invoking the 25th Amendment. Former Chief of Staff John Kelly saying today he'd support the move. Lester.
All right, Kristen Welker tonight, thank you. And on those calls to invoke the 25th Amendment, which would declare the president unfit to remain in office, just how realistic is that? We want to bring in Pete Williams now. Pete, what do we know about this?
Well, the calls have been growing, nearly all from Democrats, Lester, to use the 25th Amendment and make Mike Pence the acting president. 28 U.S. senators and 107 members of the House have called for it, including Chuck Schumer and House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. A president can be declared unable to carry out his duties if the vice president and at least 8 of the 15 cabinet secretaries agree. Highly unlikely now, with all of them Trump loyalists. Some members of Congress, though, worry that invoking the 25th Amendment would further inflame tensions. Lester?
All right, Pete Williams tonight. Thank you, Pete. And we're learning more about what happened inside the Capitol, including harrowing accounts of those trying to protect themselves. My colleague Savannah Guthrie, after a long evening anchoring coverage together last night, is there for us. Savannah, good evening.
Lester, good evening. And I was so struck by an interview I heard with a member of the press locked in the House chamber yesterday. She said she called her mom and said, don't worry, I'm in the safest place on earth. But as we know now, it was not.
24 hours later, as the sun sets on Washington, memories of that mob breaching the Capitol still haunting members of Congress who were there.
But I felt, just 24 hours ago, in the Capitol behind us is something that I haven't felt since I was in Afghanistan.
Congressman.
And then if I did some black people to pussyclot, the amount of pussyclot people would have blood clot dead, ain't people? I just want to bring the news and share the news with you and make you know so I really are going blood clot Donald Trump getting impeached by tomorrow. So make sure you know up ready, have on the teeth brush, have on the face blood clot, wash and have some food in on your belly and sit down right in front of the bumbo clot TV. You get to me and say, if not the blood clot TV, make sure you go to blood clot Instagram, YouTube, and you will get the bumbo clot news. Bless up on yourself and thank you very much for come watch this motherfucker with me up top.